A very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News at 9, coming to you live and direct from the newsroom here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus.
And I'm Sandra Ferdinando. Before we get into our stories in detail, let's take a quick look at your headlines.
Former Minister MPT Satana remanded on charges of forging documents. Opposition says it will bring a no-confidence motion against Minister John Amratunga. U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs meets top government officials, including the President and Prime Minister. 6 proposals to put cricket on track. A statement from the Sports Minister, Navin Dissanayake.
On to your top story now, former MPT Satana, who was arrested earlier in the day on charges of forging documents, has been remanded until the 11th of February by the Colombo Fort Magistrates Court.
The Criminal Investigations Department arrested MPT Satana at Bauta Lokamavate in Colombo this afternoon. Subsequent to obtaining a statement, he was presented before Colombo Acting Magistrate Jayantha Dias. A complaint was lodged at the CID stating that Satana forged a document which mentions a 15-point agreement made between Ranil Wickremesinghe and Maithripala Sirisena before the presidential election. However, Ranil Wickremesinghe later lodged a complaint with the CID stating that the signatures placed on the agreement were forged.
The arrest was made under Section 459 of the Penal Code. The Penal Code prescribes a punishment of 7 years imprisonment for forging documents. Investigations are underway. An offence has also been committed under Section 81D of Act No. 15 of 1981 on the presidential election. The section reads that any person who commits the offence of influencing the election by making false statements regarding a candidate's character or behaviour before or during the election must be found guilty of a corrupt action.
A writ petition was filed at the Court of Appeal today against former Chief Justice Mohan Piris, requesting that the charge made against him at the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption be examined and that the former Chief Justice's passport be impounded until the said investigations are completed. The writ petition was filed by Customs Officer T. Ratnasiri and Attorney at Law Nagananda Kodithuaku.
5 individuals, including former Chief Justice Mohan Piris, the chairman of the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, Jagat Bala Patabandi, and the Attorney General have been named as respondents. The petition states that a huge financial loss was caused to the Customs when a case filed by the Customs against a private company which was evading the payment of 619 million rupees to the Customs was withdrawn by Mohan Piris while he served as the Attorney General of Sri Lanka. The petition also states that when Customs officials filed a fundamental rights petition in this regard at the Supreme Court, the case was not taken up for consideration and that Mohan Piris later dismissed the case while he served as Chief Justice. The petitioners further note that the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption did not examine the complaint they filed in this regard and did not heed their request to impound Piris's passport. The petitioners are seeking an order from the court to the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption to investigate the charges against Mohan Piris and to impound his passport. Meanwhile, Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapetiya ordered the Controller General of Immigration and Immigration today to impound the passport of former Deputy Minister Sarana Gunawardena. The order was issued following a request made by Attorney at Law Asith Anthony, a legal officer at the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. It was also revealed in court that complaints had been lodged against Sarana Gunawardena with regard to 107 incidents of crimes related to bribery or corruption. 8 suspects were arrested today following investigations into an incident where the motorcade of Ranil Wickremesinghe was blocked on the 11th of June 2013 and stones pelted at his vehicle. Among the arrested suspects are the chairman of the Balapitiya Pradesh Sabha, Dayaratna De Silva, and Pradesh Sabha member Jagat Priyantha. 3 of the suspects, including the chairman, were released on bail today. The other suspects have been remanded until the 12th of February. Meanwhile, UMP parliamentarian Palitha Thevara Peruma has been returned to remand custody until Friday. The MP was arrested in connection with an incident where he had forced a Pradesh Sabha member to kneel and had then assaulted him in the Agalawata area.
I will have to go to prison in spite of it being a parliament day. The problem is that the police is exacting vengeance from the government and the UNP. If the police continue to functioning in this manner, crime in this country will reduce by 80%.
The All Island Local Government Members Forum convened a press conference today to express their protest over the assault on the chairman of the Wattala Pradeshia Sabha.
We have filed a complaint clearly mentioning that if any harm is done to us and the 11 members of the Pradesh Sabha, Minister John Amaratunga and former Provincial Councillor Randir Rodrigo will be held accountable. 50 police personnel were assigned to the location. Yet, Minister John Amaratunga had informed SSP Weather Singer to not stay there and to return to the police station. We were left in the hands of Randir Rodrigo and all the police personnel left. We were held at the junction for almost an hour and we were beaten up.
The
faces of those assailants were numbered and shown. 4 or 5 different individuals have been produced in court and released on sureties of 300,000 rupees. Who are they trying to deceive? The persons who were numbered and shown are roaming free. This is not a people's government. This is a government that is rejected by the people. Because of the president's victory, we became the opposition and they were given all the ministerial portfolios. This is what they are doing with the ministerial portfolios.
Subsequently, the local politicos engaged in a demonstration opposite the Pradesh Sabha premises.
Leader of the opposition Nimau Siripal de Silva, speaking in Parliament today, stated that a no-confidence motion will be presented against the Minister of Public Order, Disaster Management and Christian Affairs, John Amaratunga. The opposition leader made this statement when a debate arose in Parliament on the recent incident which occurred at the Wattala Pradesh Sabha.
With all the wrongdoings of the United National Party, it is very clear that Minister of Public Order is not carrying out his duties properly, especially when considering the recent incident at the Wattala Pradesh Sabha. Therefore, we have decided to present a no-confidence motion against him. I don't know if you have been informed that our MPT Satana has been arrested. He has been arrested. What is usually done when a parliamentarian is arrested is that the Speaker of the House is informed ahead of the arrest.
I would like to know where it is mentioned that if someone is charged with an offence, to consult the Speaker instead of going ahead and arresting him.
Honourable Stanley Tilakratna, a former Speaker, had declared that it is wrong and that if an MP is to be arrested, it is customary that the Speaker be informed of the same. It is included in the records.
Referring to the Hansard of 1994, it was stated by the Speaker at the time that there is no need to keep the Speaker informed on arrests to be carried out.
What I believe is that it is important that I keep you informed. If you as a Speaker of the House could give us a stance on this matter, then we don't have to make references to decisions taken by former Speakers. You examine this and bring forth the modalities of carrying out matters such as this. This is my personal stance.
I will study the decisions and practices adopted by former Speakers and then inform the House on the needful.
When you were the Speaker of the House on previous occasions, I was arrested twice. In both the instances, the arrests were made without a prior notification.
During that time, I wasn't in Sri Lanka and the Deputy Speaker had been informed, and in recent days also a prior notification was made.
A special debate with regard to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's statement in relation to issues surrounding the position of Chief Justice was taken up in Parliament at 2 p.m. today.
It is the decision that you gave back then that has been challenged today. Can a decision given by the Speaker of Parliament be challenged outside Parliament? If he is not suitable for that position, then bring an impeachment motion against him legitimately. The decision taken by the legislator can never be suppressed by the hand of the executive.
කිසි විටකත් යටපත් කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඔබතුමාලා බබ්බු වෙන්න හදනවනේ. මේ තීන්දුව ගත්තේ අපිද? මේ බබ්බු නෑ මේකේ. මේ බබ්බු නෑ මේ മന്ത്രിවරු ඉන්නේ. තමුන්නාන්සේගේ බබ්බු කොහෙ ඉන්නද අපි දන්නේ නෑ. ඒක ඉල්ලාස් කරගන්න ඕනේ. මොකද මේ ඉල්ලාස් කරගන්නේ බබ්බු නෙවෙයි ඉන්නේ മന്ത്രിවරු. මොකද ඉල්ලාස් කරගන්න? හරි. මේ දවුනේ පාන්දර 3 වෙනකන් නඩු ඇහුවා. ඔක්කොමලා නිදිමතේ හිටියේ. ඒකද ඇත්ත.
We heard this case until 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone was sleepy, and that is the truth. Everyone was sleepy, and since the government had the majority, they were prepared to do anything to get this passed. Did I not tell you that we cannot move forward with this? You called us into the room and told us that this had gone too far and that it cannot be reversed and that we should put it to a vote. What was passed on that day was not a motion calling for the removal of Shirani Bandaranaike, but a motion calling for the appointment of a Parliament Select Committee.
When considering the Honourable Prime Minister's statement, it is very clear. He himself says that the committee is appointed, and then in the final part of his statement he says that the vote was for a Parliament Select Committee. The Honourable Prime Minister contradicts himself in 2 places in his own statement. They accepted the Select Committee, and that is why the opposition participated in the Select Committee. The former Chief Justice and her team of lawyers also accepted this. This is why they came before the Select Committee on 3 days. Why would we hold a vote to appoint a Select Committee again?
As per the standing orders, what was presented to Parliament back then was only the report. But this says that evidence must be presented too. Not only that, the motion that is adopted by Parliament must be correctly presented to the President by the Speaker. Can Parliament rant away that it is supreme and violate its own standing orders? If you are saying that the manner in which Maithripala Sirisena appointed Sri Pawan is wrong, then stand up and say it with a straight back.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා. මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මැතිතුමා ශ්‍රී පවන් මැතිතුමා පත් කරපු විදිය වැරදි කියලා කියනවා නම් කොන්ද කෙලින් තියගෙන නැගිටලා කියන්න. නැගිටලා කියන්න.
As a result of the verbal exchange that erupted during Minister Sajith Premadas's statement, Deputy Speaker Chandima Virakodi adjourned the House for 10 minutes. Opposition MPs wore black armbands to mark their protest. Parliament reconvened at 3:24 this afternoon.